Okay, here we are back on this. I just drilled all these. These had 6 holes, had pilot holes in them. I drilled these on a drill press. Let's go back over this a minute. This hole, that hole, and that hole are in the outside of the 80 to 96 Ford truck frame. We don't need those holes other than lining up with a template to drill these other 6 holes. Now these other 6 holes match the end plate that's on the crossmember. So basically, that's how those go. Same 6 holes. This is the same end plate for the 65 to 79 chassis. So basically, the center crossmember for this truck will be the same as those. So as soon as I get dimensions of this box and get some pieces ordered in CAD, I'll have a listing up for you guys that have the 80 to 96 trucks to be able to order these. Okay, so what I don't like here is that. Okay, so I need these 3 holes to line up on a cut template, like a small thin piece of steel that I can send to the customer. But I don't like how close that is. So I'll move these 6 holes 1/8 of an inch forward or so, a little bit more than that maybe, because this mount on the outside is just going to be where the coilover mount mounts. And this is the coilover mount right here. Okay. You can mount it up like that. You can mount it really high like that. Get the truck low, or you can mount this down like this. And down like that, and get the truck sitting a little higher, closer to stock height, you know. The coilover, you got some adjustment too, but so I can move these holes and have that not be together like that. It'll make it easier to drill anyway, so that's what I'll do. On this, I've just got to figure out where I'm going to put the crush sleeves or crush rods in here. Probably want 2 here and 2 back here. Got to put them where they don't interfere with any of the other holes inside there. And then I'll pilot drill those, drill them on the drill press, cut me some tubes to weld in and weld those in. And then I'll have to bevel this out, weld it. I'll have to round this off to fit in that corner good, and then we'll have to put the end plate on too. So there we go. Okay, so I'm ready to put the inside piece on, weld this up, do all the beveling and all that stuff, but I gotta find a place to drill some holes to put some rods through it and to act as crush sleeves. Now, I basically want them to be symmetrical, and they don't need to be up here close to the top because you got the structure of that top and bottom plates to do that. So they need to kind of be here in the middle, like right here and right here. And then back here, here and here. They need to be kind of close to these bolts. Not going to have, like on the 65 to 79, you got bolts that go all the way through the whole thing. They go right through the middle of the crush sleeve, which is a tube. But on this one, the plate is going to bolt to this, and on the other one piece is going to bolt to the inside. They're not going to have bolts going all the way through. And that's because of the angle. If it didn't have an angle, we could do that. So we may have to figure out something different in the future for that, something maybe that's easier, who knows. But in the meantime, I'm gonna find me some symmetrical places to measure in from so that they're the same on both sides, and drill the holes and go from there. Okay, so what I've done is I went 2.5 inches from the front in, and then from the back I went 2 inches in. Then I went 1.5 inches from the edge in on all these. Next step is to mark the inside plate with the same holes, and then drill all these with pilot holes. Drill them all with 1/2 inch. Then go get me some 1/2 inch solid rod. Got plenty of that around here. Pilot holes. A lot of holes in that plate. I guess they all got to be there though. And pilot holes in there. I think this little 1/8 inch drill bit is getting tired of going through all these holes. Alright, so let's drill these out. Go from there. Okay, it's a little loud here in the shop because I got 2 fans going. That's basically because the dogs over there, they like the fans when it's this hot. So drill these holes out and we'll go from there. I don't know about you guys, but when I drill a hole with a drill press, I've always got the thing clamped. And the other thing is, I've got this, you see how slow this drill press is turning. I've got it set on the slowest setting, the way I don't eat drill bits up. And if this was thicker metal, I would also be putting oil on it every 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, there we go. All those holes. Match those holes. That's a lot of holes. So, now to put this box back together. Okay, all the holes for the crush sleeves, crush tubes, crush rods, whatever we're going to call them. Now I'm starting to put the weld-on nuts. Got to have them on these 6 holes. This is the inside plate that mounts to the end plate of the crossmember. I bolted those down with those bolts right there, right through the middle of the steel. Now some of these holes already have thread nut on the bottom, but the 2 middle ones don't. So I bolted them with those bolts. When I took them out, they were pretty hot, so I grabbed 2 more. Bolt this one down, we'll weld those 2. Then I got to do the top 2. And then this inside plate's done. A lot of work just on these boxes. Okay, those are welded, and yes, that is very hot. So, got to let it cool down before I can put that box back together, but at least I can work on the other side. Okay, here we go. Welding these all in. Got 4 more along that top. Looks like I better order some more square nuts, if I can remember where I got them from. Almost ready to put that together. Got it sitting where it goes. Got to get some rods. Some rod laying over there on the floor. Beveled these edges some, so I can weld that. I'm gonna bevel that some more. Same thing for that one. Well, all the holes inside are welded up. Got it clamped down on one side, ready to weld. Then I'll have to clamp the other side down separate. I just believe that on the production version, I can make some end caps with holes and leave it open to where put nuts in there from the inside. I just don't like having to put all those welded nuts in there. If you screw one of those up, you got to re-thread it or cut the box apart to change it. So I don't know about that, but we get all this welded up. and we'll go from there.